Hey guys, how you doing? KFARR back again once again. This is going to be a nutjob sovereign citizen in court. I don't mean nutjob, or I don't use the word lightly. This is a person who is facing a misdemeanor charge against, a specific person, and they're trying to say that they are the Wardford Trust. Even though, again, it's against them specifically, so it doesn't make any sense. It gets really bad for them near the back half because they just start stumbling through the script because this is my opinion on this video. This person was facing criminal charges, went to Google search, oh, how do I get out of this with, no convictions? And a sovereign citizen video or two popped up, and they're like, oh, I'll run with that, because they really get stuck in the mud and stumble through it. They have no idea what they're talking about. And I found this video on We Got a Case Court Watch. The original video will be in the description as always. Enjoy.
Joanne Bigler appointed to represent Ms. Wardford.
No, that's incorrect.
Wardford, your first and last name?
This is Trustee Taylor Elizabeth Wardford. For the record, that is incorrect. There should not be anyone. Well, I don't hear this woman's name. Whoever this attorney is should not be appointed to represent the trust.
Would you like me to Would you like me to speak to you, Ms. Wardford, in a breakout room?
I need to make clear that Joanne Bigler is not representing the trust in this matter.
You made that clear. You've made that clear.
Okay.
You want to speak
Also,
to her?
I don't see who is the administrator of the court. Are they present? All I see is an empty room.
You don't see my screen, the judge?
I do not see. I see you down here now. Excuse me. I see you down there now.
This is the date and time set for pretrial, Mr. Christ. Has there been any progress?
No, Your Honor. I haven't spoken today to Ms. Wardford because there was still the question of whether or not she was going to. It appeared from the notes in the file, there was a note that she might have been considering retaining counsel at the November 9th hearing. So I have not had any discussion with her.
All right, and I see that note as well. Ms. Wardford, have you retained a lawyer?
No, there's no lawyer.
So you're going to proceed without counsel?
I'm just here to clear up this matter.
Do you want to speak to me or not?
Are you able to clear up the matter on the private side?
On
Ms.
the
Wardford,
what?
It's a simple yes or no question. Do you want to speak with Ms. Bigler in a breakout room or no?
No.
All right, Ms. Bigler, this is a misdemeanor charge. I'm gonna ask that you stick around just to stand by counsel. I understand Ms. Warford's gonna proceed, it sounds like, without counsel, but if you would be there just in the instance that there's a question, the court would appreciate it, okay?
Your Honor,
Will do. Thank you.
May I address the court, Your Honor?
You may.
Your Honor, I think that it might be appropriate to set a scheduling order in this matter for the parties, to the extent they wish, to file any type of legal motions with respect to the charges before the court. And that way we can, if there are legal issues, we can bring those to the court's attention and address these charges that way. Alternatively, I suppose we can set matter for trial, but I anticipate that there might be motions that may be filed by the in this matter.
All right.
I don't know what he's referring to. Okay.
All right, well, Ms. Bigler, again, let me ask Ms. Wardford. Ms. Wardford, you're here this morning, you're declining the assistance of Ms. Bigler as your assigned counsel, is that true?
Accurate.
All right, so you understand that this is a misdemeanor charge. There's a maximum penalty involved of up to 93 days in jail plus court costs and fines. And understanding that, you're declining the assigned counsel.
Judge, this court lacks authority over the trust in these proceedings. The fact that it has even moved this far is fraudulent activity. The magistrate that was before in the arraignment entered a plea on behalf of the trust.
A not guilty plea.
That plea should not have been entered on behalf of the trust.
All right, guys, if you watch my channel at all, you would know that this is one of my favorite sovereign citizen arguments to kind of work through. It's right up there with the right to travel. So I'm going to break it down for you of what the sovereign citizen is thinking. So they think if they don't say guilty or not guilty, the trial, the hearing, the case immediately stops right then and there and can no longer move forward until they say so. And by their logic, if they never say so, well, the prosecutors just eventually, after years and years and years, they're just going to dismiss it, which isn't how court works whatsoever.
That magistrate does not have power of authority or power of attorney to make decisions for the trust, especially not in this matter.
Are you asking the court to enter a warrant then, to go back before the arraignment and re-enter a warrant for your arrest? Is that what you want to
There's no warrant that needs to be entered. Like Mr. Chris said, at this point, it's becoming a legal matter because what's happening here is illegal and unlawful. There was no contract entered. Discovery was requested. There was no contract that was received in the discovery.
None of what you're saying has any basis in law or fact, so I can't. The court doesn't know how to address what you're saying. It doesn't have any. There's no laws behind it. There's no case law. There's no statute. You're saying things that don't have any basis in this district court. So
did you read?
Could I be removed? Could I be removed, Your Honor?
Ms. Bigler, I understand your request, and I would just, as we proceed here this morning, I would appreciate if you could just stand by counsel. Okay, I'm not asking you to intervene or say anything, but you're really just to stand by in the case that there is any questions. Ms. Warford can utilize your assistance. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chris, I think your request is a good one. The court, this case is starting to age a bit. I think a jury trial probably date makes sense at this point. Why don't we put this out into the March jury trial term?
That's fine, Your Honor. What I would suggest maybe works with that is perhaps have a deadline and towards the end of February, should there be a decision by either side to file any type of substantive motions in this matter, that they be at least filed by some point perhaps mid-February. Your Honor, might make sense, whatever the court's calendar would accommodate.
All right. I know that going back to October, there had been some documents filed, and there was an indication by the court there that the city of Berkeley needed to receive those documents. Have you ever received those, Mr. Chris?
I don't know, Your Honor. I will check as soon as I get back to my office. I have received some communication in a proceeding with Ms. Wardford in a different matter, but I don't at the moment know whether it's with respect to any Berkeley cases.
Okay. All right. So here's what the court is going to do. We're going to set this matter for a jury trial in March. I'm setting a motion cutoff for February 15th. So all motions by either party need to be filed and served on the opposing party by February 15th, 2024. If there is anything filed, we'll set a motion hearing in advance of that jury trial date. We'll have a decision on those, and then we'll be ready to go for jury trial at the end of March. Okay.
This is actually the decision. It's actually, if things were to move, it's my decision whether it is by judge or by jury.
For fuck's sake. That's all I really have to say. This is a sovereign citizen who is now nitpicking court. Their life is in such shambles that the judge says, okay, we're going to set this for a jury trial just to get a trial date on the books. And then the sovereign citizen, actually, I can say jury trial or bench trial. No shit. He's just putting it for a trial date. He took a 50-50 shot for a trial and you want to nitpick. That's what this sovereign citizen's doing. And I don't know if they talked about jurisdiction. I've watched this video 50 times before I went to do it. In the last 3 minutes or in the next couple minutes, she's going to talk about jurisdiction. If you don't think the court has jurisdiction, why the fuck did you show up?
There's still a question of jurisdiction.
You can file that motion with regards to your question of jurisdiction before February 15th, and we'll have a motion hearing. If you decide to waive your right to jury trial at any point, then we'll set it for a bench trial.
I filed my motion for jurisdiction already. I filed it when I filed my discovery.
Okay. Did you serve it on Mr.
The case? Did you read the filings that I filed?
Did you serve the document on Mr. Christ?
I didn't hear.
Did you serve those documents on Mr. Christ?
Yes, they were filed in we've met here now, like the second time that we met, the documents were served.
Where is the proof of service? I have the documents. You sent them to the court. Did you send them to Mr. Christ and file a proof of service?
Yes. That's how I received discovery. Well, received information. It wasn't what I asked for in the discovery, but I did receive information back.
So you'll need to file those with Mr. Christ, and then we'll set a motion date. We'll go from there. All right, Mr. Christ, anything else?
Nothing further for the people, Your Honor.
Ms. Bigler.
Yes. Go ahead, Judge. What'd you say?
Go ahead.
No, so I'm still on board, correct? I'm just asking. Want to know what to do. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, for the record, this court lacks authority and these proceedings are damaging on the rights of the private. Judge, you took an oath to fairly stand for the people, and this proceeding is damaging to the rights. This is a private trust, and this should be on the private side, not on the public side.
Ms. Bigler, are you making a motion to withdraw as counsel on standby counsel?
I'll do whatever the court would really like, but yes, I would request to be removed as standby counsel. But I will do what the court needs done.
I'll grant your motion, Ms. Bigler, and depending on how things go from here, I may ask that the MIDC assign a standby counsel as we move forward. But I'm going to indicate here that you've been removed from the case. Okay, Ms. Bigler?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, folks, and that's the end of this wonderful video. This was a nice, calm, just stupid sovereign citizen video, a nice palate cleanser from last night's live stream, which I'll probably tag somewhere in this video because it was great. Last night's live stream was great. Watched a bunch of absolutely crazy videos, but this was a nice palate cleanser. I just wanted to point out that the public defender, several times as soon as she found out that this lady was a sovereign citizen, was like, please let me dip out of this. I don't want to be standby counsel for a sovereign citizen. Please let me get out. And then at the end, she's like, I'll do whatever the court wants. And then the judge is like, you can go. Have a good day. But I'm going to actually reach out to them about this case. We got a case. I believe it's We Got a Case Court Watch. Like I said, their link will be in the description. I'm going to reach out to them and see when this case actually took place. Because if it's something that's recent, I would love to know the outcome. Because it looks like they left this sovereign citizen high and dry when it comes to representing themselves. And that's always fun to watch when they can't look at an actual attorney and be like, what do I do? They're just left out in the woods to fend for themselves. But have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace.